Hey, I'm back here again, happier than ever to be teaching you all and being able to help. I also wanted to show you, that's why I wanted to put this on YouTube, because in 10 years of my life, actually 11 years here in Australia, I managed to help everyone, seriously, if you want, go check on Facebook, on my Facebook page as well. All of my students achieved the score they wanted. So why not help everyone in a more general way and show how much I can help? So this is how I'm giving a little bit of myself. Let's take a look now. Let's take a look now at the tenses. What kind of tenses are we going to use? It's very important to know which type of tense we're going to use. This one is really small. Let me make it a bit bigger here. The type of tense we're going to use. All right, take a look. The present tense is a tense that's important. In fact, most of our D6 will be in the present tense because it's used for facts. For example, look there. Education plays a crucial role in shaping society. So it's used for statements, it's used for facts, it's used for opinions. So it's very good to write a we say in the present tense. You should only use the past tense if you're citing something from the past, but don't mix tenses. No mixing allowed. A present here, a past there, unless you're citing a study, then you can use the past, okay? And the filter, we're going to do it like this for the predicate, right? What is predication? For example, in 1950, people might be like this, perhaps they are like that, and then it could potentially be. So it's really quite cool and incredibly useful to employ the future tense and also the future perfect tense as well, which I will thoroughly explain to you right here in detail. And don't worry, Brazilians, if I'm speaking to Brazilians here, there are many people from other nationalities who also have a lot of doubts about the present perfect. Don't worry, because I'm going to explain it to you in a way you'll never forget. So in academic writing, generally, the style often requires a formal tone. It's important to know that we speak in the simple present. And always trying to avoid generalization, which is another lesson I'll have here with you as well. The name of the lesson is called Avoid Generalization. So avoiding generalization, you can't say something like about rulers, about God, like, how do you truly know? If you genuinely don't know, then you'll have to be like, Germans are inherently like this. And for people, how do you really know that Germans are actually like that? Do people truly know this? Do you possess concrete proof of that? Is there any study about this? Is there an article? You have to show it because ICI is academic. You have to show it. So we have techniques to avoid these statements that can't be made in academic ICI. There are some here, right? Many, some, often, tend to, may Germany. Sorry, Germans tend to be quite punctual people. Now that's it. That's absolutely it. Now you're not making any outlandish claims, and it genuinely works. And also another very important thing that's crucial in research, guys, all of this valuable information is thoroughly explained in the book. Okay. And in a way, the link is down here. The link is down here. Okay. In fact, you can also get the link here. Okay. And in an extremely self-taught way. So it's really cool. Why do you use TEL? Why do you use it? We are going to use TEL. What is that? Well, 9th grade kids here in Australia already use TEL. It's TEL, which stands for TEL. This is only used in paragraphs. I'm going to explain your topic, obviously. When I explain the structure, I'll explain your topic, the explanation of your topic, the example of your topic, and the link of your topic. When I say link, it would be a slight closing of the paragraph. TEL is only for paragraphs. I'll go into detail when I get into the structure of advantage, disadvantage first, which is the first structure we're going to start with. And then we will also have, if possible today, I'll talk a little bit about the gerund. Okay? Guys, gerund is not present continuous. That's not what I'm going to be talking about. That thing, that business of the verb to be plus another verb with ing. No, no, no. We're not even going to talk about that. Okay? Maybe we'll talk about it in reading, in listening, in the reading and listening tips. When I give a class on true, false, not true, but now I'm going to say this, the gerund, if you start a sentence with a verb, how are you going to start it? We're going to cover that. I'm going to explain it today. I'll explain it. I'll post it today as well. And it will be there as a reference grammar for consultation. Okay? The gerund is very important in the ICI. All right? I'm going to start with the gerund today. Okay? And we also have to avoid wordiness and repetition. I've already mentioned this in the first video. We need to explain our ideas more clearly. And how are we going to explain our ideas more clearly in essays? Well, look here. Reading academic articles helps students improve their vocabulary. Pretext speaking, regular practice boosts fluency. So like this, it's important to be clear in what you write. I've already shown in Band 5, in that Band 5 PDF, like education is good for people. I know, but we have to explain a little more and be clearer, because nothing vague, nothing, and we say vague things, we need to explain more. And we're going to learn how to explain things in more detail. We also have to avoid repetition, as I've already said. I've mentioned it 399,000 times. Avoid repetition. We need to add a little more to the simple sentence. So I'm going to show what a simple sentence is and what a complex one is. This will be shown. And verbs, there are techniques for verbs followed by other verbs which go in the gerund form. And I'm not going to stop here. I'll go over the gerund quickly because I'm going to give a lesson on the gerund in a bit. And that's very important for your learning, very important for your writing. Academic style. Why do I have to use academic style? Well, academic style is important to make sentences structured and clear. And the more vocabulary you show, the more points you earn. You have to be clear and concise. You can't just say education is good. You can't. You have to explain why it's good. You can't use contractions, as I've already mentioned. And remember, okay? The best tense there is, which I mentioned at the beginning, is the simple tense. Simple present. The simple present is the best tense to use in your essay. No contractions, no informal language. Just reminding you of everything I've already said, okay? The sentences must be connected smoothly. They have to be linked one to another. This is about coherence and cohesion, gerunds and infinitives. Practicing regularly helps students succeed. Not practice. Why? Because I'm going to explain that when you start a sentence with a verb, you use the gerund, the ing form. But it does not have a gerund sense. Do not worry, everyone. It does not have a gerund sense. And you will also understand why. Because it becomes a no. It becomes a subject before you know it. Under no circumstances should you use personal pronouns repeating everything, okay? The sentence, truth, key, so we have to change it, okay? One way to improve grammar is by practicing daily. It is necessary to study consistently. Do you understand? So we need to improve. Our explanation, so it isn't vague. We have to explain. It's no use saying that education is good. It's no use saying that to improve your grammar. You just need to practice. Why? How? Where? We have to ask ourselves all of this. So we have to use relative clauses. All of this is part of grammar. Relative clause, which, where, who. You have to use them to create better engagement. We have to use the gerund, use the infinitive correctly, and perfect grammar. Now, this class here, now I'm going to stop because I repeated what I said back in the first class about what not to use, but I went into it. And even what I mentioned in Band 5, but I went into it. I need to make this very clear to you all, because from now on, we're going to work on structure, clear sentences, complex ones, grammar, and so on. Let's start now with the advantage and disadvantage. And I hope you understand. I hope I'm clear with you. And if I'm not, ask questions. Don't hold back your questions. Ask whatever you want. I'll be here, and I'll always set aside some time to answer all the questions you have. Okay? So I'll see you in a bit.